the now closed for the night, at least for for the attraction, the Factory of Fear. Now we did a preliminary investigation of this place earlier today, and now we are supposed to be doing a public-private, or a private-public investigation tonight. So that is the game plan for what you're about to see tonight. And right now I'm just adding a few touches, trying to make sure that everything is set up. Stepping into
The actual
frames
star of the show is here.
is right there.
Which is?
The trying to
I
keep
feel like
it.
this is down like really low. This is
Well, actually,
we're getting our interaction time in now.
no. Well, yeah, we are getting our interaction time in now. But if you want me to do that, Phil, I
See
can
a
also.
sharp spike in viewers.
There you go. This is why. This is why.
Why? Panic. I don't know if you're on the stream, but if you are,
But if you are, oh, look at that. One more time for the stream, because we got it on video. But there you go. The Rossi Rump, everyone. The Rossi Rump.
for a second.
Who dat? Who dat? All right.
Okay, this is gonna be fun. It's good energy. Great vibe. Yeah. Really good vibes. Yeah, it was a little spooky on this
I
side.
bet it was spooky at that same point. Now, here's a question. Should we put a recorder on the second floor? Just like not necessarily a stationary camera. Did you want to put an audio recorder? And you just drop it off and leave it there and make sure that we pick it up before the end of the night and we're good.
I did.
Okay, that's 12 bags of popcorn.
I did. As a matter of fact, I think that is
Say, guys, who wants some popcorn?
a good. I'm good right now.
Absolutely hope so.
Post investigation tree.
You should definitely post investigation tree.
But if it'd be alright, we'd love to see the file.
Please, absolutely. But
How many people do you guys think were here today? It says 41 on here, so that's
way more than
low
that.
count.
yeah.
All right. So for the stream, yeah, let's head up to the second floor, everybody. We'll take the elevator. We'll take the elevator. Why not?
Come on with you, fool.
Weird stuff.
Hope everybody is having a good night. Yeah, because it's about to get.
This is
About to get a little better.
This is you're getting the behind the scenes look. You can watch as the elevator door closes.
As the elevator door closes, because that's exciting content right there. That's exciting content.
Okay, I think that's coming from your broadcast.
It is.
Yes,
It is. It is coming.
Because
from
that
the
is one
broadcast.
thing that will certainly pump the EMF.
I know.
But
Okay, so a little bit of orientation. So the twins, the Shining Twins, were on that end. People come out from this end. And you said you were hearing voices up here.
I heard voices on this end, but like loud on this floor.
Right.
And it sounded like in this office here.
Oh.
Here, I'll show the stream. So this, I came up here earlier to do, thing you do before investigations, which is going to the bathroom, and I heard voices coming from in this area, thinking that people were still up here packing up, but no one was packing up.
Second
The floor was cleared. So explain that. I can't explain it. I can't explain it, but you know how that goes. Hello, Adelaide Haunted Horizons.
What? Adelaide Haunted Horizons? These lovely ladies, I want to take to Gettysburg.
As you've mentioned.
I have mentioned it often. CAG Alley, mwah, thank you, welcome in. So, if you didn't know or if you missed the announcement, what's going on is this is a haunted house attraction at a site that we have investigated. And we deduced that this place is
It's
haunted.
Whatever that may mean.
So we want to see what happens to a haunted site when a haunted house attraction happens.
And we want to make it clear that this attraction, they've done it very
Oh,
respectfully in terms
great
of
job.
letting the resident
Great
spirits know that this is what we're doing. We're not doing it to be disrespectful.
We're doing it to keep the
doing it
lights on.
To keep the lights on, to be able to take care of this building and to continue.
So where do you want to drop this off?
I'm thinking. I mean, it sounded like the voices were in there.
Yeah.
Maybe like midway through, I think would make
Okay.
sense. Do you want to show me where you were roughly when you had that EMF spike?
The EMF spike was through here. This is a do not enter spot for
Come on.
participants.
This is the exclusive behind the scenes pre-investigation
Back
footage.
here. So you have any? Oh, good. You have an EMF. So pretty much it was. I was literally holding it away from the phone,
Okay, so
and I was doing an air sweep, if you will.
so we kind of start up high.
Yep, that's exactly what I did. Started up high. And when I started up high, I was picking up EMF of 36, 24,
I'm
36.
not.
You're not.
I mean, it's flat.
Of course you are. Of course it's flat for you.
Now, Edwin, if that was you messing around with T, starting your Halloween pranks, you can give us a sign. Yeah, I'm not.
You're not picking up anything. So what does it say near my phone?
So near your phone, T,
Near my phone.
we're up to 56, around 50, no, we're up to 60.
Okay. Because
But watch, so this is kind of, then I get back here and then it drops.
now you see, I was holding my phone with one hand, but I was holding it out with this.
Yeah, because
So
when I start coming
So you
in,
you gotta get close to get the
people are
higher
getting- People are
numbers.
getting the, here, we'll like do this.
Okay, so then why don't we put this? Let's put this by the entranceway. This will pass through.
Yeah, okay.
So I'm gonna put this here. And yeah,
Where the things.
all right. Shall we head back down?
Yeah, let's head back there.
Hey Van, I hope Minivan's having a good go. I don't think we need to take the elevator. We can just
Yeah.
hoof it. But yeah, as you can see, if we go back here, this is just an example
We still got
of some of the fun that is happening at this attraction. So we walked the attraction the other night, and it really was fun.
It was a lot of fun.
They've done a great job on this haunted house.
Just gonna kind of do. I forgot about him. Hey, bud.
Yeah.
Nothing.
Nothing?
Nothing.
Yeah. He's pretty much donezo.
Kind of got a little bit, but
He's donezo. All right. There you go.
extra vibe.
Smile for the camera. There you go.
Now, if there's anyone here tonight that has energy after this event happened here today, and you want to share how you felt today,
How you felt it went. Oh, now those LEDs on the floor, those are new. Those were not there the other day.
Oh, that's right. They were adding a few more lights. Yeah, but I'm not getting anything off
Okay.
of them. I want to see if I can find where it's connected to the power. Yeah, really nothing. How about you?
I remember him from last night. I was like, please tell me that's not an
Look at
actor
this.
in
I
there.
love that. I
Oh,
love it. I
that's
love
great.
it. I love it. Oh, I didn't notice this ear last night. Okay, shall we go down the stairs?
Let's head down the stairs. Let's head down the stairs. Look, whoa, lovely. Nothing like getting trails in the face.
The innards cam.
Yeah. So now, how this is going to go is that we are going to run participants through a late night investigation. We're going to probably focus on the basement and the third floor.
Tomorrow night, I will bring the audio puck.
Oh, yeah, okay.
And then
Okay.
I will put
Good plan.
One of the cameras on it.
Good plan. I got both Tesla and Edison here in case we want to drop them out.
Yeah.
But But this place it's called the Art Factory, but is also known as the Candy Factory, because historically it was a candy factory. And we were the first, and as far as I know, the only team to come in and investigate the candy factory. And we deduced that there's something here. But this is a fundraiser for the Factory of Fear. It's a fundraiser for the Art Factory. And
I gotta say, I do quite like the artwork that is on display.
yeah. The artwork is very appropriate. The artwork is incredibly appropriate. But what I was what we are hoping to find out is whether or not activity kicks up after a site does it pop up activity. So I came here earlier. I'm going to walk away from. So I was here earlier today, and I did a preliminary. And on YouTube and on Twitch, you can see that preliminary. That preliminary is live, and you can find out what I found out, which was this floor was rather quiet. The third floor felt like it had a vibe to it, but it was somewhat. I was getting more hits off of the Paratech than I was off of any other devices. The second floor had a lot of EMF. I was keeping it away from my phone to make sure that I wasn't contaminating my EMF reader with my phone. But it was the basement. The basement was ridiculous. EMF, REM pod, a couple hits on Chuck. So we had a hit on Chuck, which that's the name for the Halloween edition that I gave to the Halloween edition of the Flex 2. Chuck, Mel, which is a Mel meter. Mel went off a couple times. Lumiere, who is a spirit candle, that went off quite a bit. So that's what the overall vibe is, and I think we only have an hour and a half with the public, so we're gonna make sure we hit the basement and the third floor. During the investigation, I want to make sure this is clear to everybody. During the investigation, I will not be interacting with chat, not on Twitch, not on YouTube. I will be it's just going to be me filming. When we are in transit or when I get a chance to do a break, that could be in between sessions, that could be when we're done for the night. That's when I will take questions. Now, I should have a mod or two in chat taking questions in case anybody has questions they want specifically to ask me or Phil or OSI on a whole. Okay? Thanks everybody for being here, and we'll be getting started midnight our time with the investigation. Okay? Oh, and real quick, hey Leah, good to see you in the stream. Real quick, if anybody sees me puff on this, no, I don't have asthma, and I have not been diagnosed with asthma. I have this might be a COVID leftover, but I have apparently developed reactionary lungs. So when I get coughing, it won't stop. So I took a shot of this, shot of my baby's lung. All right, let's set up and let's see what happens. Yes, sir. Okay. We got guests already? Lovely. Okay.
We also had something very interesting happening on the FLIR, so I hit record.
Really?
And it looked like something was trying to manifest. Oh, now look how dark it is. Look how dark. Oh, so right in this area, it was just normal. But then they start to notice a dark kind of shadow there. But a couple times it's really...
Okay. The mode that I have this in, now I know what normally...
This is the high contrast.
Right. Normally I would not film the FLIR like this. Normally I would not do this, but
Well,
we're making an
I started
exception.
it recording.
Okay. Well,
On
this is
your
also
iPad,
just in case,
yeah.
All right. So it's seeing something around here.
Yeah. Actually, when you guys go over there, it's darker.
There's no.
And then-
I don't see a vent here.
No.
I don't see a vent here. This is styrofoam. Where I got my hand. So it's
And the thing was, it wasn't there earlier either.
okay. I mean, the sheet is cool. The sheet that I'm currently
But
touching
it's betwixt.
it's
And what was interesting was when you walked by, it stood out in contrast against you,
okay.
which was interesting.
Interesting.
So,
Maybe radioactive.
I don't know.
All right.
Who knows?
Right, it wasn't
we'll
there
keep it
Who
before.
up.
knows? And
We noticed the blue in the window. And
Now
we
that's-
started
now-
walking- Yeah.
That's going to be more intriguing for me because
did you bring your?
I did.
Good boy.
If it starts turning blue, if any of these darker shades start turning blue, then you have my attention because I have this FLIR set up on high contrast mode as opposed to rainbow mode. I've heard pros and cons for having it in both. You know, rainbow mode gives you a lot of different options, a lot of different colors. This makes it very clear. If there's a cold spot, something's trying to manifest. So
It's just very interesting.
it is very
Because
well.
it wasn't there earlier, because we were looking, because we saw kind of blue flashes
Yeah.
in the window, and then we walked over there. So we were
just
looking
need
at
to
it the
make
whole
sure-
time.
Yeah, we just need to make sure that, you know, do we have anything coming out of the vents?
Mm-hmm.
This has become visible because you've got these LEDs.
Yeah,
That was how I was able to get at the old hospital the tripod and the doorway.
Oh yeah, because you need a light source for the.
but those lights are pretty warm, you
Yeah.
know?
Yeah.
So it's like right here. Here, I'll join you.
Yep. And this now the thing is,
What does
though,
that do?
I bet it looks really cool.
It does.
But the thing is, if you feel this sheet, it is cool. But
But it's in between,
good
because you can
eye.
see the sheet.
Yeah.
you see the sheet.
You can
Yeah,
see the
see the
sheet,
sheet.
and you can see that shape, and then
Yep.
it's in between, it's just in between. And it was not there before, because we were looking at the blue, and then we were walking over there, and it made the whole window blue, and then
So
Philip
there's the sheet.
explained that.
No, it's fainter now.
It's very interesting.
You're talking about right in here.
Yes,
correct?
yes,
Okay.
yes.
And there's the cold from outside
Yeah.
because it is starting to drop.
It's right in between these two
Okay,
sheets.
so let's see.
And it keeps trying to make a human shape.
Yep, it just before you started going over there, it looked like a silhouette again.
Really?
Mm-hmm, oh yeah.
Okay, well, that's good.
And even now on this side, now that he moved the camera,
I did adjust the camera just a little bit. I'm just checking to see if I
oh yes, it's blue underneath your hand. It's blue underneath your hand.
Yeah.
We're recording it. Let's see how this goes. So it'll be fun. It ought to be fun. I love doing this stuff. I love doing this stuff.
So we'll see how many we got. How many
I've got a camera. I've got my camera. Yes. Yes.
Although if you recall, last time we were here, both my IR lights.
As we say, that's compelling. Yes. Okay. Hey, Jason. Good to see you. Randy, also pleasure to have you here. People are starting to come in, so I'm gonna actually turn on some light. See if that makes a difference at all for what we're looking for. So far, the only thing that people are pointing out are the only thing that people are pointing out in the haunted house is we're getting a little something curious on the FLIR. So we're taking our time with this. And again, once I start, hey Jason, thank you very much. Thank you for being here. Hey Cobalt. Oh yeah, this is a first. Okay, I'm just gonna adjust this a little more. Forward. Thank you, Jason. I certainly do appreciate that.
Yeah,
watching my battery drain before my eyes.
And you are standing there telling me that it is not a faulty battery.
No, the ghosts don't receive ghosts. Come on. They don't receive film.
Battery's dead.
Can't let you have proof.
I like your line of thinking. So is that actually 11 battery you need? Because I do have spare.
I brought a spare, but this was fully, I've never watched it on TV,
Okay.
but clearly,
Your mission, should you choose to accept it, is you fully charge that battery, and then at your house, test it. Test it.
I will test it.
Thank you.
But I've never quite seen it like that.
So allow me to introduce the owner. That's Fox Mulder over there. I'm James Scully. Pleasure to meet you.
I love the haircut.
I do this to him all the freaking time. First that. I'm gonna also go to this. So while we wait, did you all run the factory of beer tonight? No. It's actually very good. It's worth the time. Even if you hate one, I hate these types of haunted houses, and I have very much. I did. Yeah, I'm a paranormal investigator that keeps horror. Just
Yet I force him to
barely.
watch that.
He watches horror. He watches me watch horror movies. That's the joy.
That's
he
I
gets.
awesome.
honestly thought Hereditary was the end of our friendship.
Yeah. Although we have more arguments on the Conjuring House
Yeah.
and the WCU, or the Warren Cinematic Universe.
Well, tomorrow we're gonna watch Hell House LLC in honor of.
Okay, now I will say, I did manage to one up him. Phil had never seen Train to Busan. And if you want to talk about what I think is the perfect zombie film, it is Train to Busan. I freaking love that movie. If you've never seen it, it's amazing. It is amazing. And I'll go anyone better. This is my own fan theory. There's a series on Netflix called Kingdom. It is a zombie apocalypse set in feudal Korea. So picture Crouching Tiger, Hidden Dragon, the throne and touch The Walking Dead, you've got Kingdom. And my fan theory is that Kingdom and Train to Busan is the same.
Minus all the wire work.
Yeah, so you've seen it too. You've seen Kingdom?
Yes.
Oh my God.
Both seasons.
Oh.
Yes.
Oh.
It is.
It is good. It was the most expensive show South Korea had ever produced. And you can see it. It's beautiful production. Beautiful production.
I mean, you were doing for dramas. So.
Very true. So anything
See if
interesting
anything
since I,
changed.
because what I've done is, thank you, Jason. Thank you for that. Appreciate it. So what I've done is I've turned this light on.
Oh, yes.
And now we can get a little more detail on it.
Yeah,
That's going to help in case anything tries to manifest, because if something starts covering up that section of floor, then you just go, oh,
Yeah,
okay,
yeah.
now something's a little.
it was very interesting though when you went like that and then underneath your hand it was bright blue.
Now that could just be a pocket of cold air too.
Of course.
See, this is why Phil loves and hates what I do on an investigation, because I
It's
try
good
to.
to, it's good to do that though.
A
for
little
sure.
bit of as I told you, a little bit of
Yeah,
criticism
yeah.
and skepticism goes a long way in this.
Well, you need to be. 'Cause
You have to
that's-
be.
Then, it's extra special when you really see stuff.
Because, and hello Tanya, good to see you. Because when you, because if everything's a ghost, if everything is some type of haunting, if everything's a demon,
Of course.
you got nowhere to go. It was on our most recent investigation, we caught an EVP that defies. I sent it to Phil.
Did Ariel go upstairs?
Yes.
Okay, I heard footsteps.
Yeah, no, she went upstairs to get her stuff.
But I sent Phil a clip and I said, Phil, I need to know, was this you mimicking the spirit
Oh,
box?
yeah.
And all I got back was, "Fuck." And I said, yeah, okay, it wasn't you. It wasn't my wife, and there was only 3 of us on that floor.
Oh, that's amazing. Well, have fun. I'll see you guys tomorrow. I'm gonna
Okay.
be here tomorrow.
Okay.
It'll be a little bit smaller group, so that'll be good.
Thank you again for this invitation. This is going to be fun. It's going to be a lot of fun.
This is perfect.
Yep.
And have a,
If you all, I was also saying too, if you all want us to do a public investigation, like a public event, where we do, like we did with you guys
Smells a lot better
there.
than.
If you want us to do a longer one, we'd be up for that. Obviously not during Halloween season, because that belongs to you guys, but, we'd be up for doing like a paranormal event for you guys in March or.
got a cemetery right down
Well, what we do is we would do a more extended investigation of this place, because an hour and a half in this place, that's scratching the surface.
Yeah,
It's that.
sure is.
There's a lot
I
of
feel like we start getting on
Fourth? It's our fourth.
Fourth.
Yeah.
Yeah.
We've done,
Every
we,
Keep coming back.
yeah, yeah, where that rash you just can't get rid of.
You might be the rash. I'll let you handle, you can handle that role.
You're the antiseptic. Just as a reminder, everyone, I'll be curtailing a lot of the asides to chat when we get started with the investigation.
I'll sit around here also and I can send people out if they get here. Like, after maybe 20, 30 minutes, I'll probably go join you guys.
That's fine. Perfect.
Oh, I got two of those as well.
So other than the fact that the rapids are so close together, do they really need to cross the boards?
Okay, you're going to see the camera shake. It is not paranormal. It is me attaching a battery to its side for the phone. All right. Whoop! First casualty of the night. Well, it's my stuff, so it's okay. All right.
I mean, that's a story that's going to kill me.
Exactly. It's just.
Yeah, I'm sure there was.
It's not the campsite you got to worry about. It's the medical fields.
This is where this is where you.
There's a place that my wife and I investigated in Gettysburg. It's called the Balladary Inn. They took a lot of pride in this too. They actually have in their dining area a bloody footprint.
Okay.
It's been tested with luminol. They basically said, yep, this is a confirmed bloody footprint. We moved the bric-a-brac aside, and I stood right next to it, and it was the perfect shape for somebody you can just see standing there, waiting to see the doctor, just going, give me some morphine if you got it. If not, give me a shot of whiskey, and we'll be good. We'll call it a day.
I mean, I'm sure we're keeping it out.
Which I expect usually.
Gettysburg, right.
It's been good. It's been good to us. Team dropped us. Now, it wasn't personal. It wasn't personal by any stretch. Okay. All right. Okay, we're a little more stable here. Checking in on the FLIR. FLIR looks good. Okay.
Yes, we are at,
Are we at that time?
3 after.
Okay,
And then if
let's
we
go-
get
let's go
extra,
ahead, let's-
everybody can join us. So we decided to start upstairs and then we want to
Let's
stop
go upstairs.
Yeah, so go
Let's- what we'll do upstairs. We'll do upstairs.
And then if it's not really bumping, then maybe we can move down the floor too. And eventually when we go away, then it's efficient. So I'm Phil.
And I'm T.
And we form Old Spirits Investigations about
years ago.
3 years ago.
3 years ago.
with the
Count the
goal-
seasons. Count the seasons of the YouTube.
The goal was to explore the possibility of.
The goal was to see if you could get me to scream in public. Because let me tell you the story of how we formed. We're all in the pandemic, right? We are all shut in, and we're trying to make sure that we are not turning into the last of us, right? And the Phil Coffey says, see, there's a brand new game that just came out. We're not just writers in science fiction, fantasy, and horror. We're also gamers. And he calls me up and says, brand new game's coming out. You and I have got to try this. It's September 2020. The game is called Phasmophobia. And it's basically, you're doing what we're doing tonight. You're going on the ghost hunt. The difference is that the ghosts are trying to rip your face off. We got to try to identify the ghosts before they rip your face off. I screamed so loud playing this game. I was in the finished basement of my home. My wife heard me on the top floor of our house. Their history. And
Oh
my God.
Importantly, did she think it was a little girl screaming?
Yo, she was like, she
Excellent.
actually came up to me and said, how high was that octave you hit? I said, don't ask me to do it again. But I hit it again the next time we played Phasmophobia.
So fast forward.
Fast forward.
At the same time, I had started a paranormal podcast. I've been podcasting for years, talk radio style show, guests on, talk about their experiences with the paranormal, and not just the spooky stories, but the intersection of their lives with the strangest things that have happened. And after having just handful of these conversations, I decided that I had to get out there and experience this for myself. I had the experience early on in life and was really interested in connecting with that in much more intentional way and actually seeing it out. So I called him one day and say, hey man, it's been a lot of fun playing this game with you. How would you like to do this for real?
And I said, did you have a place in mind? He had already made the reservation. He already had a date at the times. I just had to say yes. And that day, I could tell he was excited because he forgot to pick me up. And I had to, and I came driving up and Phil's meekly waving at me.
Terrible first
Well,
date.
here's how we found out that I was already
Oh
there.
yeah, this is even
Snapped a
better.
selfie in front of the building and then.
Going, we doing this? And I said, you're doing it alone at this rate.
Did you forget something? I
Yeah.
said, no,
No,
I
no.
checked, I triple checked, I got everything. You
Ex-
forgot me.
You forgot me.
You forgot me.
And then he was like, oh, meanwhile I'm throwing stuff in the back of my car and
My
You got it.
goodness.
I did get there. I
And
did get there.
here we are.
And here we
today
are
with
3 years
all
later.
of you Tonight to share this experience in what has really become one of our favorite locations to investigate.
OSI is the first and presently the only team to officially investigate the Candy Factory. Now, here's what we're out to prove. We're not out to prove whether or not this is haunted or not. We personally think it is haunted. The question is that they have started up doing the Factory of Fear. We want to find out, did the readings that I got this afternoon change at all between then and a bunch of people coming in screaming their full head off, which I did last night at dress rehearsal? Did anything change?
You wasn't acting.
And I wasn't acting, no. I didn't. And that's what we're looking. That's what we're looking to prove now. First things first. We want to make sure you all are clear with what's going to be happening tonight. We're not going to be running away if any of our devices go off. We are not going to be screaming out demon. We are not going to be ripping off our glasses going, I think I am possessed. None of that is happening. If you're here for the Baggins experience, I'm going to break your hearts
Sorry
now.
for the.
No, you're quite right. In fact, I would be the first one to say, if you're a little skeptical, that's okay. The real magic of what happens with me and Phil is we whittle it down to what we can't explain. And if we can't explain it, that's when we go, he's even said it to me, what the hell is this? And I'm like, I don't know, that's why we're doing this.
And those are the best moments.
Yeah.
And really the only other critical advice that I can give, skeptic or not, just go in with an open mind, just try to just be aware of your surroundings. This is the most important piece of paranormal gear that you have. So go with what your gut's telling you. If you feel like you've been touched, you've been touched. It's happened to us a number of times. It's happened
have questions, please. Because if you think it's a stupid question, that's usually a question where you can answer. Feel free to ask any questions.
She asks me stupid questions every day, so I know the difference between questions.
And screaming.
And screaming.
And reading. Yes. You're a quick learner. All right.
So did anybody have any questions before we get started? So up to the third
I'll
floor?
take the third floor.
All right.
There's an elevator.
There's an elevator. We're gonna head up to the elevator. Okay.
I know.
All right. We're heading to the third floor, everyone. I'm about to go radio silent. Thank you very much, everybody. Here we go. Phil, are you?
Since we're all doing it.
Wow. Now you fail on me. You fail on me just as we get started. Oh, you're breaking my heart.
All right. I will need.
Poster in the basement of the FBI. Want to believe it.
Yes.
Okay.
That should be my next tattoo.
Oh, I want to believe.
All right. So if anyone wants to take the elevator, I can hit the button for you. If you're just feeling stairs, that's fine as well. You're doing the stairs or the
I'm
elevator?
doing the elevator.
Okay. So if you're doing the stairs, come on with me. Okay.
Yeah. Stairs don't break down.
Fair enough.
I worked a lot of government police. I'll take the stairs.
Okay, so it begins. So it begins. Okay, so we're going to the third floor. There we go. And this will be my last interaction with chat before we get going. Just so everybody knows, we are doing a very small public investigation of a haunted house attraction to see if it is any more haunted. And this is the Candy Factory of Manassas, Virginia. Okay, here we go. There's Beautiful over there. Oh, they left the lights off. They left the lights off for us, I guess.
Okay. Oh, you know what? This works. Let me get my little light on here.
I'm glad I put the light bank on then.
Okay. There we go. Oh, this is actually nice and spooky. So
Yeah.
I think if we are to, we'll probably go through this arch here.
We can. So you just follow the light.
We got some lights.
Everybody watch your step, please. Thank you.
Sorry.
And if I recall,
Well, that's it. Thank you very much. All right. Let's see. We can.
call.
I think. if
Yeah,
we
we can't get by here. So, Phil, I need you to come
Is it a
up.
wide open space for us to go?
There's a
by?
wide open space, but somebody's got to hold up the
Okay,
tarp.
let's open up the
I'll
tarp.
get the
You got the tarp?
I have nothing in my
And then that
hands.
should give us access to the
I have nothing in my hands.
main area.
Go. So we come
Watch your
through.
step right there, too.
Yeah, watch this step here. Watch this demon here. Okay.
Well, delete that part. Okay,
Phil,
this
do you-
is actually freaking awesome.
Do you want to now, Phil? Do you
I'm
want to
saying, Why
go?
don't we just do this kind of area? Maybe
kind of area?
Because it's
Okay.
a little bit more open.
All right.
A little bit more open.
Okay.
We can just start, and because we've got a nice conservative group.
Yep.
And as we set up some of our stuff, I will give our disclaimer to our. You guys see okay? Okay, beautiful. So this is how we typically start our investigations, by stating our intention to the space, saying, hello, whoever's here that we cannot see. You might remember us. I'm Phil. This is T. And we're just back here tonight to connect with you. We're not expecting you to do any silly tricks. We're just here to learn your stories and give you an opportunity to make your presence known. But again, we're here purely out of respect. And so if you would like to communicate with us tonight, the friends that we brought along with us, well, that would just be fantastic.
Okay.
And
So-
that's how we start.
I should have asked this question of everybody. Has anyone ever done this before?
Oh, I beat you to that
I
question.
did find it too. Okay.
And the answer was, I think, a no all the way around.
Okay. So, if you've ever been fishing, you know what it's like being on a paranormal investigation. It is, if you took 3 hours of fishing,
Where's the beer?
and I'm getting that's after.
That's after.
We call that the victory lap. Come on. We call that the victory lap. Friends don't let friends investigate drunk. But the way the way paranormal investigation goes is a lot like fishing. It's going to be in a 3 hour period. It's going to be 2 hours and 55 minutes of nothing. Us in the dark, or a little bit of light, just getting a feel for the space and doing a lot of listening. Then there's 5 minutes of devices, hopefully, devices going off. And people going, why is this going off? Why is this happening? What's going on? I'm questioning my life. I'm questioning my life's choices. What? All within 5 minutes. All within 5 minutes. So,
Sit that back there a little bit.
so you got something back
I
there.
just stuck the REM pod back there.
Okay. Do you have anything by
Can we,
the
can we
tent?
dim that down just?
Yeah, I can. Do we have anything by the tent?
You don't have anything by the.
I've got. I think I have Mel with me. If Mel's with me, we can put Mel by the tent.
And then we'll give you guys a rundown of what some of these things are. And then I'll start Anubis going.
Okay. You want to do this?
So what this device is, I don't know if you watched the ghost hunting show, they use a device called the Omnibus. This is very similar. It's made by an independent developer in Scotland. It makes some very cool things. Essentially, it works in the same principle. There's a word bank in here, and then different environmental parameters will trigger certain words or phrases to happen. Make me happy, and then you'll get some kind of response. And at times, it can be very eerily accurate. And T was having some experiences today when he was trying to get a baseline of the activity that was like spot on, where like the staff would be walking by and it said staff, or he was having some, someone was adjusting a light. That's it. Is that you, T?
Yes, this is me.
That's part of the rule. If you bang something or make a noise, you say, that was me. T, it says, do not go in there. You think that's in reference to you, buddy?
If it is, oh well.
So who would like to hold this and read off the responses while we're up here on this
All right.
let's see, what else?
So we have. So we put out. We put out. Is that your REM pod over there?
REM pod's going
Just
off.
called me a sister.
Did it now?
So we had a couple beeps on that device over there. Is it possible to turn the brightness down on that light?
Phil,
Or turn it, or any way to angle it away?
I
from the
will
group?
angle it away from the group.
Okay, that's good.
All right.
Because then I'll put my IR on the rest of us. So that high-pitched beeping noise was...
And that was Mel over
Okay,
there.
So then if you heard another high-pitched noise over there, so both REM pods are going off right now. The way those work is they generate a static field, and if something breaks that field, it'll set off the tone. And the closer something gets to it, the higher pitched the tone will become.
Did I just shout this out?
Could you step away from that for just a moment?
Thank you.
Thank you very much.
What did it say?
I hate this place.
Oh, no.
Don't tell them what to do, man.
Now I will say this. From today, I had the REM pod. I had the REM pod working over there. I had Mel over there doing her thing. She didn't go off once. We've already had
Two REM pods go
two
off.
REM pods go off. That higher pitched one, that was telling me that it was probably the red light.
Oh, there goes mine.
And there goes Phil's.
It's bad.
It's bad.
Okay, so let's have a talk then. Why was it bad? Are you upset at what's going on here?
Well, earlier it said my home,
My
but
home.
sister than my home.
Okay. And we've
That's
had some
interesting.
female interactions up here in
Yeah.
the past as well. And it could be that.
Wow. Wow.
Can I say I am not surprised?
Okay. You can say that.
You can say that.
Get it.
And if you all have any questions you want to ask of the space or
See, that REM pod is going nuts over
Yeah, I
there.
think I might have to take my camera over
Why
there.
don't you go take a
Actually,
peek
let
over
me
there?
take the FLIR over there.
And you can check that out. We'll stick here. This one, but if anyone wants to follow T over there and see what might be going on.
Is this a REM pod or on?
And that's another REM pod over here.
different style?
It's a different style, similar or same philosophy, but this one has a temperature gauge on it, so it'll detect
Hey, Phil?
temperature drops. Yes, T.
Actually, no. If someone watching me over here can just confirm, what did it say?
Have regrets.
If someone could just confirm something for me. There's a black spot. Am I standing next to it on the FLIR?
Yes.
Yes.
Just want to make sure of that. And
Now,
again,
now it's crawling after you.
all right, you watch yourself.
Now my REM pod's going off.
So this is where my REM pod is.
Mine's almost in line with yours, just on the opposite side.
Feel hopeful.
So there's some down energy here.
And and I would also say about this too is that this is way more active than it was
When you were here today.
when I was here today. When I was here today, very little was going off. So I'm going to come back in here. And for those of you who saw the stream earlier today or saw the on demand, you know
Good
that
night.
Good night.
you know that I was
You
here.
know, it's probably been a long day for you here. So we understand that.
Are you okay if I take a seat here?
All right. I need
Could
some
you
volunteers.
interact with this device?
I have 2 recorders. Who would like to hold a recorder for me?
Just let me know if it's okay for me to sit here.
And you can just let it.
If I don't hear anything, to the contrary, I'm just gonna have a seat here, okay?
All right, I got one more recorder. Anyone? Yep, just hold it. Yep, that's right.
Can I say I'm not
If anyone wants
surprised?
to come with me back
Can
in
you
this, I'm
Can
gonna
I say
add-
I'm
I'm not impressed.
Right.
Surprised.
Oh, surprised.
On the floor there.
Well,
Yes, Steve.
no, I said well, not Phil. I was just gonna say, well, if you're not,
Are we too close? You want us to take a step back?
that's on
If you'd like
Phil's
us to
side.
take a step back, maybe you can make that stop here.
He hit my head.
So hold
hit my
back
head.
a little bit, That's okay. We get it. This is your space and, we're not here to crowd you in any way.
So here's another
We're
terrific
dueling,
device
we're dueling, T.
for ghost hunting. What was that?
I said we're dueling.
Yeah, I know.
But we can hear you, so I want to hear what you have to say, because I'm sure it's a pearl of wisdom.
I'm trying to judge and time it right. But according to your Anubis, they got a critic up here. What did it say?
The devil.
The devil. Okay. Now, you don't have to scare us with the D word, whether it's devil, demon, or otherwise.
Which honestly, we have had moments where it seems like the spirits, for lack of a better description, the ghost, who knows what, try to get a rise out of us and use some of those catchphrases, demon, devil.
Do not ask me again.
Ooh. Okay. Now it's getting spicy. It's getting spicy. So this will be probably one of your most affordable pieces of gear if you ever decide to go into
Oh,
ghost
did you
hunting.
break out the cat balls? On your
I
side?
did.
All right. Then I'm going to copy it.
You go right ahead. But these cat balls are.
So you narrate, and I'll be like
Yeah.
a flight attendant, and I'll do the. Did you steal my cat balls, Steve?
I did
I
not.
know you didn't. This is kind of part of our shtick.
Sad.
If you haven't figured that out.
And Anubis just said sad. So there you go. Everybody's a critic.
All right,
So-
go back to explaining the cat balls so I can.
So these cat balls are set off by motion. And the other thing about these cat balls is they do not go off
Pick up the face, Steve.
unless, working on it, unless something bats it. So right now we've got a cat ball out here in case it picks up motion.
Behind you.
Yes,
Come back
Phil is
here.
behind me,
Set this up.
but I just saw the REM pod go off. I just saw Mel go off over here.
You did?
Yes, so let me just see. Are we talking to Edwin? Edwin, is this you? if this is Edwin, go ahead and touch that silver stick again. It's not gonna hurt you.
I did.
I did.
Would you please do it again?
I'll tell you, there's this figure back here, this mannequin, whatever it is. It's extra creepy. The way it's silhouetted by the. I don't know if you guys have seen Hell House. It's
So if this is
found
not
footage
Edwin,
horror films.
it's up here.
That's exactly what that is.
Are we talking to a Civil War soldier?
Yeah. See what I'm talking
I touched you.
about? Hi.
Interesting.
So is there anyone on this side of the theater, or are you all spending time with the tea over there?
Well, they just said I touched you, but if you're very curious, the notion is that if you are touched by a spirit, it'll feel like cobwebs. Now we have to be careful because in the Factory of Fear, they do have some things that dangle.
That's a good point, they do.
I will stay with you.
Sometimes, a touch can feel
Ooh.
creepy, as you were saying.
I think they're warming up to us, Phil. They just said, I will stay with you, and there's your REM pod, correct?
Okay, and you're welcome to stay with us. In fact,
Absolutely.
We encourage it. Remember, we have been here with you before. We helped you make a connection with the staff here, who was a little unsettled at first by your presence. And I think that relationship has really grown.
We're
And,
listening.
and we're just here to do the same thing tonight with our guests.
So the thing about these different apps, whether it's a physical app, a physical application like Anubis, or if I wasn't doing a live stream tonight, if I had GhostTube, which is an app that I use, they're randomly generating these words and phrases.
Help him.
Help him. Phil, they say I need help.
Yeah, that's no comment
Yeah,
there.
thank you, Phil. Thanks for the backup.
Hey, I got you, boo.
Yeah, I know you do. I know you do, Boo. But you always have to be very critical of how they work.
I can't help you.
See, that's interesting.
That's very. But see, when this is where the
Sassy.
random generators, the random word generators really do. Now that is not paranormal. That's somebody's Alpine car system.
Red pod again over here. It's really singing.
And one of the things that I find fascinating about all of these devices is when they don't behave like you see on the shows. Like, for example, you'll notice we heard this going off.
They're following you.
Mm-hmm.
Oh, are you following me on this side? I'm just gonna take a seat for a minute. If that's okay.
But I do find it funny that now the REM pod here is
Are you telling me
silent.
that's not okay, or you're okay with me sitting here? If you're okay with me sitting here, maybe you can step away from that. I'm gonna take that as kind of okay.
In a
You're not
minute.
sure yet?
In a minute. Interesting. It feels like whatever
Are you
the
in this space?
whatever is working the Anubis, it's not being very random. I'm gonna walk by here if that's okay.
If you're not new to this space, can you touch that silver stick again? You've been here for a while.
Just gonna give this cat ball a little more space.
I was here before.
I was here.
Oh, now
Did you hear the question I just asked?
what was the question
I
you
was
said?
are you new to this space? Or have you been here?
And you got I was here before. Okay.
Yeah, I've been here before.
So let's try this question again. Am I talking to Edwin? Edwin, are you here with us right now?
And where's that? You actually heard his name,
Bad spirit.
Oh, really? Bad spirit. Okay.
what is that?
Bad spirit.
Bad spirit.
That's not paranormal. That's just Apple.
That's just.
That's just Apple products.
It's such a sad place.
Do you really think so? because every time we've been here, we've worked with the best people and the nicest people. They love this place. That's why they're doing this haunted house. They're doing this to keep the lights on. Now, if you do not approve,
We need time.
okay, we need time. What do you need? Do you need time to understand what's happening? Understand what's going on? Because right now it's Halloween, and during this time of the year, people want a good scare. So, the folks at the Art Factory said, we're going to do a haunted house.
It's coming.
I'm in it. There's what I'm looking at. I'm gonna set this up on this side.
It is also not
So
unusual.
either a good scare is coming or he's in it.
Well,
Yeah, that's what I'm wondering.
is that you?
I don't know if I
I'm
feel
assuming
how I
that was
feel
you.
about being in it. What was me? That's my room. Oh, that the cat ball?
Yeah.
I would give it a 99.9% possibility that was in fact me.
Okay, way to go, Grace.
Stop that.
Say, stop giving me a hard time.
I am really impressed how the Anubis is handling this.
I
This is-
told you.
I'm not sure that's what it meant.
Could you step away from that REM pod, please? Could you step away from that device? We were trying to have a conversation with you over here, but it'd be great if you could step away from that device.
I don't think it's the same person.
Thank you. Oh,
Yeah, it's not the same person.
is it a little spicier, a little more
A
defiant?
little more standoffish, actually.
Okay. Okay. Well, I noticed that you haven't touched my device since I've been here. You making it personal?
It just went off.
That's the temperature gauge then that's going on.
On the red hot?
On your REM pod. That wasn't my REM pod.
I will make a noise.
So what?
I will make a noise.
I will make a noise.
And you're doing great. You've already proven one thing, that something is kicked up over here.
There she goes again. I mean, it's going nuts. But it's funny, it only seems to go off, that was me, when I leave that side.
Okay, then let's do that. Let's leave this side.
Let's leave this side.
Yeah.
Let's see what happens. Maybe I'll take that.
Take it away.
Take it away. Interesting. What do you want us to take away?
Let's step back away.
It's going.
Oh, it's going? Okay, thank you. I give Apple products, but I will say this. All right, so we're gonna come over here because you obviously want our attention over here.
Step back.
Step back. And T, I think your REM pod just went. Hold on.
Hang on. Let's everybody get over here, let's find out. This isn't the first time. So Phil and I we're in Warrenton, Virginia, at the Fauquier, the old Fauquier jail. Because remember, we live here, we drink here, Fauquier.
That is not appropriate.
And we were on one side of maximum security.
He's bad.
Is that what it said? Is that really what it said? He's bad?
Yes.
I should be punished. All right. So anyway.
We're gonna go to the next floor.
So basically what happened was, Phil and I were in one wing of maximum security. We hear movement and the REM pod go off in the historic maximum security. We pick our gear up and go over there. We left gear behind.
Yes.
Yes. We then get settled in the old maximum security. We hear movement back in the new maximum security. Pick up our gear, move over. And it did this at least 3 times on us.
Literally, we are like running back
and forth.
back and forth.
And I said, at some point, no, actually, you said to me, we're being messed
I
with.
said, you see what's happening?
Yeah.
We like literally see, and we walked right into it.
Yeah.
Because of course, yeah.
You can either touch this ball, or if you really want to show us what you're all about, you can kick it towards us.
I'm just saying. be a first for all of us, I think.
What's your head? What was that?
Really?
I wonder if that. So the one thing that we don't know about when it comes to the history of this place, we know this place was a Confederate encampment.
Correct.
We know this place was obviously the candy factory, the Hopkins Candy Factory, a very successful business. One thing we don't know about though is that. It's okay. Didn't say anything. One of the other things that we know about this place is that it used to be a hotel, but we know literally nothing about it.
Yeah, which is interesting.
Yeah.
But what was also interesting was Tia was telling me today too, as far as the history of the Hudson Candy Factory, it was state of the art. It was selling candy as far as the Mississippi River in the early 1900s, and then one day the owner just up and closed the business down and left, and no one knows why. Revisiting. Who's visiting?
Well, feel free to say hello. We've got a lot of different ways for you to talk to us.
And also, as I was talking earlier, as far as listening kind of to the cues of your body, I just have been feeling suddenly like a ton of pressure in my head. We felt similar things on different investigations. Sometimes your body, and again, it's all speculation. Don't take this as scientific fact, but we've noticed enough times interesting physical effects happening on investigations, be it light pressure, sudden headaches, chest pain, stomach aches. And what do I need? I'm okay.
Sounds like an intestine.
I'm okay. My stomach's good today, but thank you. I'll be all right. But
There's a lot of symptoms you're
Thanks
looking
for
at.
asking.
there.
Well, now, yeah, I'm not experiencing all this.
Right. But this is something else to consider, which is one of the reasons why we haven't tackled yet as a group. We have not done any residential areas or any residential properties yet. Because a lot of the same symptoms that we're talking about. Man.
If you want to share your name with us while we're chatting here, that would be
Feel free.
fantastic. But we're just going to keep chatting with having our conversation. Can you tell us why
So-
about the residential?
So we were talking about nausea, we were talking about headaches, we were talking about dizziness, we were talking about disorientation. A lot of these things also are contributed to bad wiring in the house. If you've got bad, thank you. Or anybody says something? Oh, I know you don't want to, that's okay. But we just closed, my wife and I just closed on a house in this area. We sold it. Because we basically took that 25-year-old house and we got down in Lynchburg in a house that's going to be between 100 years old next year. Beautiful house, we were thrilled with it, we were very excited. We have to get it more. A lot of that comes from bad wiring, that can cause headaches. All the, basically bad wiring creates abnormal electromagnetic fields from EMF. Something else that is associated with those. Try another way? Okay, well, don't worry, I'm about to give you another way for you to talk to us, provided I can find where I can do that. But everything that Bill was talking about, you can get that. Oh, okay. You can get that in a poorly wired house as well. But what about here? Well, the thing we have to be worrying about here, but another here. Oh, you good?
Yeah.
Did you startle yourself?
No. So, and I don't want to be alarmed. I was walking down back in this dark corridor here, and I was sure that there was just someone standing back here, like an actual person.
Right.
And I was about to say, oh, I don't know what I was going to say. I was startled by it.
Okay.
Let's put it that way.
All right.
And they kind of stepped back, and then there was no one there.
Going away. Okay.
And then my K2 meter just started going off. That's it. just to be sure, is there no one back here hiding back here trying to screw us tonight?
Phil, you just got somebody to apologize to you.
That's fine, you just startled me. I'm just making sure there's no one hiding back here from the haunted house experience, just trying to get a rise out of things.
So, when it comes to theaters, you always hear talk about theaters. Well, one of the reasons why is because of all those exposed wiring and a lot of stuff you'll see in spotlights and in different, machines and things for special effects for stages and such. We just got My Family. And so we have to take all these things into consideration. One of the reasons why people do a lot of paranormal investigations in the dark is for two reasons. One, if you're filming it for YouTube or you're filming it for Twitch, it looks really cool. That's the one thing. Second thing is because all the electricity is turned off, it's less than a chance for EMF contamination. Okay. So what? It just said it's haunted. All right, they're owning it, Phil.
Oh, there is a red light.
All right.
I wasn't upset by seeing you, just caught me off guard.
Turn it off.
Did that sound bothering you? That was me. You can do that. You've got about roughly 45 minutes left. I know we're popping up here. But I don't know if we want to relocate at some point soon. Is he gonna, I think that.
Okay.
I don't know if it's almost 12:45.
Yeah.
I don't know if we want to consider shifting locations to a different spot.
No, we should. We should. Well, one thing we've already proven. This book has. This floor is right now showing way more activity than when I was here today. When I was here today, it was wild.
And honestly, even, we get a fair amount of activity when we investigate here, but this is the most concentrated in a short period of time,
Yeah.
which is really good.
I don't remember when we came here to a formal investigation. We did this much.
Maybe over the span of 4 hours.
Oh, sure.
Not over the span of 40 minutes.
No.
So I'm gonna come get that music box over there right now.
And I'm gonna grab my gizmo on the other side as well.
And we're gonna head down.
Leave now.
Ooh.
Leave now.
Leave now.
Sometimes when they're done,
Yeah.
we're done.
It gets spicy.
I'm going to
Get spicy.
this place.
Phil, I say before we go down to the basement,
Yeah.
we do a quick regroup on the first floor, so we can also exchange out any gear that we want to take down with us to the basement.
That sounds good. I've got everything, but that makes sense. I'm gonna grab a bottle of water.
That would also be a nice thing to do.
Well, thank you for sharing.
Yeah, thank you.
with us tonight. We're gonna head down to the basement here in a few minutes.
So this is so what we're about to do now is a
It's got very light in it again.
so I'm going to do a quick little ritual. Phil's of course
I'm gonna keel over here and he's gonna keep talking.
pretty much.
Hot dogs downstairs for you.
There you go.
I'm
I
getting, it
don't
was,
care.
Oh, you're going to care what we have to say here. So
I think they're reflecting your attitude toward me, honestly.
I feel like you're doing that too for whatever reason.
What? Okay, you weren't supposed to confirm that. You were like, no, baby, it's cool. I still love you, boo. All right, let's make sure we got
All right.
all our stuff though.
So whomever's here, because there's somebody here.
Perhaps later.
Perhaps later. Let's talk about later. Okay, so if you want to come down with us, you want to follow us down, we're going to be heading to the basement. That's fine.
You can follow us to the basement, but
But
where you cannot follow us is where, T?
you
Where can
can't
you not
come
go?
home with any of us. This is where you belong.
This is
You
your
do not
space.
attach yourself to any of us here. You do not go home with any of us here.
Not even me.
I touched it.
That's the second time I've gotten I touched you.
Well,
The only thing is,
I touched you or I touched it? Yeah.
so one of the things that you hear is that if you feel like you're being touched, if it isn't like a straight up grab, you'll feel like you've walked through a spider web. I think I said that earlier.
You did.
Just be very wary of the stuff that's hanging off here. Because I just got touched. Well, make sure to just check with your phone that there's no cobwebs around you.
And I was saying earlier too that a touch can also feel like a staticky feeling on your arm. I'm just doing-
That makes no sense.
That makes no sense?
Yeah.
Well, it makes
That does
sense
not
to us.
make sense.
It makes sense to us. I'm just doing it, making sure that I got everything here. See, there's a red on the fence. Take mine, I'm gonna grab that.
Where's your REM pod?
It's on the back fence.
It was a long time ago.
That makes it sound like it was one of the folks from the either the hotel or the Civil War camp.
Seems like two different.
Sometimes you get that. Sometimes when you start getting these hits from the random word generators and phrase generators, you'll feel like you'll get a bunch of voices. Sometimes it'll be you can tell where the shift occurs.
I don't know. One seems spicy and go away, and the other one's like, hey,
Hey, yeah, talk to him.
need energy.
Need energy. That's very interesting. After what happened in this place, that's very interesting. Here's Phil's on. That's me. Now I gotta figure out where's the switch. There's the switch. Phil, I have your REM pod.
Thank you, I will put it in my backpack.
Backpack.
Refreshments before we head down to
Settled here.
the basement.
Oh, that's very interesting. Settled here.
Settled here. It does feel more settled now, and we're getting ready.
Well, we're getting ready to leave. That's the first thing.
Is that
Hello?
part of our group?
Okay.
Just
If
because-
you close a door in the middle of a paranormal investigation, please introduce yourself. Otherwise, we're gonna think you're paranormal. We're gonna hurt you.
I may or may not have done that on purpose.
Ah, there it is.
It's,
Flashlight.
yes.
Oh.
So I'm gonna kill the camera for now,
Okay.
save a little battery for the basement, and then we will
Proceed down to the basement.
proceed down. Yeah.
Well, but before
First
we go
floor
down to
first.
the basement, first floor,
First floor first.
I'm gonna swap out
Those
some
of you
equipment.
that I've given gear, you can hang on to that. You are officially now in charge. Not of everything, just the gear. I mean, we could take a vote if you want to change leadership.
There you go. We might not listen because this is it's more of a dictatorship. But
That's the story of our relationship.
what was it?
Help them.
Help him. I do like it. I do like it. We start getting sassy responses.
It is. It's nice.
It's
It's lively. We like to keep it lively.
yes, we do.
Okay. We are.
Everybody voted.
And that was terrible timing on my part.
Excellent.
Or was it perfect?
Or was it perfect timing?
Okay. Do we have our whole group?
I believe we
I
do.
think we do. Okay.
Lovely.
In
No,
fact,
lonely.
Lonely.
we'll be back. You know that we love coming back to this place.
Oh yeah.
You know, last night I didn't notice
Attractive.
those awesome doors. That is brilliant.
Now these doors they were open.
We came through here.
We did come
We
through
came
here.
there, but is there a better way to leave here?
I'm not sure. I think
Oh, that's where we came through. We came through the tarp. I will go on ahead and I will make sure to illuminate the tarp. There we go. All right. And then this is the easy part. Through here. Okay, if you want to take the elevator, you can. If you want to go down the stairs, you can. But we're going to the first floor.
Stay here.
Stay here. No, we got more stuff to do. More places to go.
Too late. We're on the wrong.
Phil, you coming? Okay. See you on the first floor. All right. Okay. You might not think it, but yes, you're doing a great job on the Anubis. Every little bit helps because we only got two hands and it gets harder and harder to manage stuff sometimes. Did it say that? I'm alone? Ooh. See, the other thing is,
It does feel like two different people.
but the funny thing is, I was actually running the little brother of that device, and it was popping off, but not like that. Not with such passion. Not with such passion.
Yeah, you already said that.
Okay.
Okay, quick regroup. You guys need some refreshments before we move on. How you doing there, T?
I'm good. Might need. I already have a battery to take with me, so I'm good.
My battery was actually pretty good on this one.
Okay. So while Phil and I swap out certain gear,
I'm good. I'm here.
if anybody had any questions about what just happened upstairs, now is the best time to ask us.
We love questions.
And again, don't worry about any weird question. This is a judgment-free zone.
Followed you.
Apology. And again, you're welcome to follow us. down-
Anywhere in the building, just not home.
Anywhere in the building.
Because if any of you jerks come and follow us, man, we gotta deal with our wives and well.
And he means jerks in the nicest way
In
possible.
the nicest possible way. They get spicy with me, sometimes we can get spicy back.
We don't get spicy.
Let's not like random things in your house.
I'm very
We
close.
got 4 cats. Crazy enough.
I see your 4 cats and I raise you. Because what happened was,
My house ghosts are very friendly.
when we went to the old hospital on College Hill, there was, we were at our Airbnb and there was this lovely tortie that just showed up on our Airbnb deck.
Cat distribution system.
More or less, because what we found out real quick was that she was clearly not feral. She was like taking treats out of our hands. After we fed her, she would hop up in our laps. This is all outside. And we were like, okay, we need to start making some phone calls, see if we can find a shelter to take this cat to.
And T, my partner in crime, as you're telling the story, I'm just gonna do this.
Okay.
So we can pack and tell stories.
Yep.
So
So-
everyone gets the full experience.
So I was trying desperately not to convince myself that we were gonna rescue this cat. But when my wife said to me, T, I'm worried about that cat, I said, okay, first off, one, it's not a cat. Her name here, Edie. Her full name is EDP. Secondly, we are going to the closest Walmart, we're getting stuff, we're rescuing this cat because we need to. And we did. And
They did.
we found out 2 things. One, we found out that yes, she was very pregnant. 2, she also had IVF, which really isn't a death sentence.
No, not anymore.
Not anymore.
We're hiding.
So we got her home, and within 5 weeks, we went from a 4-cat household to a 9-cat household. But we did home a couple
About
of
the same
them.
babies.
Not all of them. But we now have in our
Bring
house,
some stuff down.
we
We
have
had a dog, 2 rats,
I can't make it.
3 cats, now we have 4 cats. A fish tank. Trying to get rid of these things. You're only having 9 cats here? No way.
but the good news is we now have,
I would make a post on Facebook Marketplace and we get rid of some cats.
well, we still have Edie. And of the 5 kittens she had, we kept 3 of them. One is named Dorito. The other 2, because my wife writes books for the Alien franchise, we named one Hudson, the other one Max. All right. Let's.
Earlier it said very nearby.
Should I
Now it
bend
says
it?
was executed.
So what?
Earlier it said very nearby, now it said was executed.
Was executed. That's very interesting. All right, so let's hit on this. Oh no. This was licensed. This was licensed by 20th Century Fox. Or yeah. My wife and I are both professional writers, but she's way cooler than me because she dropped a couple of titles for Alien. So.
We're in the timeline. Drop.
Which one?
We're in the timeline. Prometheus?
After Prometheus, actually, just shortly after Aliens.
Aliens.
Yes, shortly after
Alright.
Aliens.
So before the third.
Actually,
Before
very,
Christmas?
very close to the Romulus timeline.
Okay.
Ooh. Okay, now this is what I mean. You'll see there's a thread right here. So,
I touch people. Getting kind of dirty.
getting kind of pretty. All right, so Phil,
So T,
the first thing that we had here was the door behind here. That door,
so you're going all the way back around.
I'm just coming back around just for now.
Okay.
But the door, what I wanted to point out,
So which door, T?
getting there. Give me a moment.
Means no harm.
Well, that's good.
Oh, that's very good.
And when you say door, you mean like the metal?
These mock metal doors right here.
Yeah, T has a good story though.
This isn't my story. This is actually from the candy factory. This door right here, this hatch, apparently moved onto some accord and fell this way. But where they left it, it was leaning this way, leaning in this angle. This is pretty heavy, so it takes a lot to push that off. All right.
No, whoa. Temperature puck is going off.
All right. I also brought my I brought Tesla and Edison.
So that little device up there, what it does is it detects changes in ambient temperature.
Please
You can
stop.
adjust the sensitivity, so it needs either a bigger or smaller change in temperature to set it off. And so I've got the sensitivity pretty low, given that it's a drafty basement. But actually what's interesting is that it registered heat. And we remember what this guy is, so we just set this up.
Just did it again.
It did it again. There you go.
All right. So what's so about this area? When I was here earlier today, when I was here earlier today, this was the most active area. Okay. Now you'll notice these cobwebs are moving because of the vents. Always beware of the vents.
Okay.
And
Hope you're okay with me coming back here to set this device down.
I got a lot of EMF
Do
down
with it
here.
whatever you want.
The REM pod
Right here.
that I put down here was very responsive. But that was this afternoon.
Watch
Yes,
out.
what was that?
Watch out.
Watch out. So this is Tesla, and then this is Edison.
Yeah, one more again.
And I'm going to go ahead and put Tesla here.
You explain what those do?
So Phil's puck here, they're also called spikes. They're made by a place called Ghost Stop. And they have three different models. Phil has the temperature, I have EMF. And how this works is that the charge will build, and then when it hits a 1, a green light will go off. If it's 2.5, a yellow light will go off. The stronger the EMF, the darker the color. Now, the thing you know about these spikes, what's really compelling about these spikes from Ghost Stop is that unlike other EMF devices, where you're stepping towards it, whatever it is, it's got to come to it. So
Right, exactly.
So if that goes off, it means it's something that's come up to a trigger.
So I'm going to do a
Will
little.
that just say I can't do it anymore?
So I'm going to do a very short experiment, team,
Okay, go for it.
and it's going to involve us turning off our lights for just a minute. Because
That's
I know you want to get footage of our fine guests, but if everyone's comfortable with it, if you want to just experience just the darkness and the kind of sensory isolation for a few seconds and just see how that feels with your senses. That's something I always like to do when we go on an investigation. So, T, I'm going to kill this light, and we'll have some light off the gear. I mean, it's not going to be completely pitch black, unfortunately.
Okay, lights going
If you wanna
out.
Kill your light, T. Not too bad. So if there's anyone down here, there we go.
Stay.
This is our first time coming down here and investigating in the basement. And by investigating, we mean just trying to connect with you. And if you could give us a sign that you're down here, maybe bang on something, maybe touch If I sell for T, what is that?
Loser.
That's okay. That's fine. I've heard worse on investigations. Depending on the investigation. All right, we're gonna go quiet here for a minute or two and just kind of take in the space. But while we're doing that, feel free to interact with any of our devices. So I also feel like I heard movement back there in the back corner. I don't know if anyone else heard that.
Sister.
The sister again. Huh. You hear that? Sound back there.
that little shuffle.
Yeah.
All right.
I mean, it was loud. Anyone else hear that shuffling sound from the back corner?
Well, let me go on ahead. Let me let's see if I can.
Don't get too close.
Oh no.
Could be rats. I mean, honestly, and I mean they keep it pretty.
Mother.
We're getting a lot
Okay.
of familial references out of there. Is there someone back there in the shadows? Could you come forward? We'd just like to get to know you a little better. See you later.
See you later.
But we just got down here.
More REM pod. Can you step away from that, please?
Or not.
Okay.
There you go.
Did you not care for me talking to you? Is that why that device I call Edison gave me an EMF of 5?
I drowned. We've had that here before.
Yeah, we've had that happen before, drowning.
There's that sound again. Did you hear it?
No, because you're talking in my ear. Okay, we're gonna go silent again. So let's try to keep the noise down. 3, 2, 1.
What did it say?
Like talking.
Like talking.
Like talking. Okay. Well, then maybe we shouldn't go silent.
Are you making an observation of between the two of us, like talking the most? That was loud.
I heard that.
That was loud.
Leave now.
All right, we're gonna leave in a little while. I'm just gonna kind of creep back here.
Well, I'm gonna turn on the light.
All right. Just don't make it like the sun. All right. That's like the sun.
This is not like the sun. It's for
Right. You're killing me, Morris.
34%.
Drop it to 20.
I'll drop you to 20.
Oh, since you're killing me so
Oh, I think there's a room back there.
Yeah.
It could be furnace. Are you telling me it's not the furnace? Is there someone back here? Okay.
You all right, Phil?
Let me walk back over here real quick. Because that caught me a little off guard.
What caught you off guard?
So I walked back to the double doors
Yeah.
back there. Well, let's go back to where the group is so we can share this.
So you can share the story.
So I walked back to the very end there, and there's some like fake spider webs draping down there, so I put myself over, push through them, and then I turn my back to there's 2 doors by that exit sign, and it felt like someone just kind of
very lightly stroked. Are you done with us talking to you tonight? Are you not comfortable with us being down here in this space?
I just heard that movement again, but I think it's the furnace.
That's what I thought
I'm
too.
thinking it's the furnace.
That's what I thought too. No, she killed me. So it's getting a little dark. It's getting a little dark. We get the sense there's a
I wanna
few
know
people
if it was the
dying.
mother or the sister that
You know, that could be the narrative. Oh, that was a big EMF hit.
Yes, it was. That's
So
why.
that device is called the Eddy, and it measures a number of different environmental factors. So the electromagnetic field in the environment, temperature, barometric pressure. It has a vibration sensor in it called a geophone. And what we just saw now with the blue lights shooting up was in fact the EMF going off. And we don't often see that shoot up that high on that device. Like when
2.5 is a good night for Fast Eddie, but
that looked like a 5.
yeah.
So that's pretty exciting.
I don't like it.
You don't like? Well, there's several other wonderful floors in this space.
There's your that's your
It's
REM
screaming
pod.
too. Yeah, it's screaming. But it's heat. It's telling the heat
Yeah.
basically.
What's going on?
Can you step away from that device?
I'm angry.
I'm getting the sense like it feels unsettled down here to me. I don't know if anyone else is. See, there's another moving sound over there.
Yeah, I just heard the moving sound on the other side.
Is there someone that's feeling upset down here? Or anxious? I'm getting, depending on the person, some people pick up on the emotional vibe of a space too, or whatever might be in that space, and I just feel this sense of anxiety down here. Makes sense? I'm not personally feeling anxiety, I'm just this unsettled kind of feeling. I've spent a lot of time in one place not bad, but just unsettled.
A woman? All right. There are all different ways you can tell us if you're a man or you're a woman that we're connecting with. If you are, if you're a man, go ahead and touch that round music box with the silver stick on it. And that's if you're a man. If you're a woman, come over to this orange box that's close to me.
Hate it.
Hate it? Okay. What are you hating?
We don't like the music box.
Are you hating what's going on here tonight? Or are you hating the fact that we're here and you feel like you can't find any peace? A lot of different ways you can talk to us. Okay, now you don't have to get too spicy with us.
It's been a long few days. Huh? A lot of activity in this building. Probably more activity on this floor than you're used to having in this space. Usually, this basement is off limits. You don't see a lot of people coming through here. But again, the Art Factory staff put this event together
Got a REM pod?
for the sake of this space.
Could you step away from that device, please? You've made your presence known. Thank you. Step away from it. Would you please step away from that device? Thank you. We appreciate you working with us.
I'm just gonna turn that device off.
Okay. Stay here? Again, getting a lot of conflicting voices here.
So, I'm coming back over here.
Maybe Denise's gonna stay there next to the box.
Maybe.
It is ice cold right here.
Well, the funny thing is the temperature's going up.
Yes, and that's
According to Fast Eddie, the temperature's going up.
and that's what's going off on the REM pod is rising temperature, but I feel freezing right now. Like I feel cold,
I won't say.
ice cold. All right, so I'm gonna, yeah, I'm just taking this.
All right, then I tell you what, Phil, you trade spaces with me.
Yeah.
Let's just see. I want to see if there's
You want to see how bright your light is? T and I have a healthy disagreement sometimes on lighting levels, but he edits all the videos, so
Yeah, that's why I have a disagreement with Phil about it.
next season I'll do the editing.
So let's see.
You're safe.
See, now this is funny, Phil, because it actually feels stuffy back here. I'm not saying you're stuffy, I'm just saying that it feels stuffy. And Phil,
Yeah.
if you are feeling any kind of chill, you know you were standing right next to a vent, correct?
So I felt it when I was.
I'm standing right where you are, Phil.
So I came around to this side here,
Okay.
and I was standing here where I felt it. So if you notice, you're not really picking up
Feels
grasp
nice.
from there. It
Okay,
feels
fair enough.
very still. Like I'm actually now I'm warm.
Yeah.
Now I'm warm still. But that's what you gotta do. Now, if I remember correctly, there's some artifacts down here in the basement from the former lifetimes of this space. And isn't there even an original like railroad spike?
There was
or
a
piece of
railroad spike and a
track?
wheel back here, but that thing weighs a ton. I don't think they've moved it.
No.
So I don't think that has. I just want to check.
And there are theories that energy can be connected to objects.
Okay, that was me. That was me.
That beeping you?
The beeping was me. If I move the door,
It's a secret.
it sets off the EMF.
Oh, I see.
Okay.
And you all can feel free. Like if you have questions you want to ask to the space,
That's a problem.
don't be shy.
It's just that, like, I was trying to turn off, but it wasn't.
Don't worry.
I realize you've been holding this thing for a time.
Worked here.
Worked here.
Okay. Work here.
Did you work here? You
As-
work here at the candy factory?
Phil read my mind on that one.
That was me. My bad.
Yeah, that was you.
You're catching on though. That's exactly what you said. That was me.
Okay, we're going to try something a little different this go around. So this is a Flux 2.
Oh, you did bring a flux.
I did bring a Flux.
In fact, do you want to bring that closer to the group?
I can.
Do
Yeah, I would
not
say-
follow me.
Let's bring it closer to the group so they can. Check that
Okay.
bad boy
So this is the Flux. We'll probably put a light on it, Phil. But this is a very different type of thing because instead of measuring EMF or measuring temperature, although it does have a temperature gauge on it, this measures motion. To set it off, I'm just going to swap out one of Phil's devices here. So Phil,
That.
so the
I'm
way
going to
this
set
works.
this temperature puck down here while you do that.
Color tells me how much space it's reading. So this is actually reading a foot on either side. When it stops blinking, the color should calibrate. It should give me a blue. And then if something gets within a foot on either side of it, and that was not that particular model, but Chuck there, that was my first ever Ghost gadget. And one of the things I like about it is that it measures, like I said, it measures
Bad.
bad. It measures motion, and motion is a little harder to debunk. It has been debunked in the past, but
Oh yeah. I mean, I would say
70, no, maybe not. Maybe 65% of what we've encountered, we've been able to find a reasonably rational explanation for it. And it's the other 25% that just leaves you scratching your head at the end of the day. But this particular device, not this particular Halloween, season specific and appropriate model, we've managed to have what we feel were intelligent conversations with some things, right, team?
Oh, yeah, absolutely.
Because you can identify the different sides for the energy to interact with. There's a side that lights up red, there's a side that lights up green, and typically we go green for yes, red for no.
The trick is making sure, though, that both sides go off at a good distance, so you can establish green for this, red for this.
Yeah.
But first, we just have to start. If anybody wants to communicate with us directly, this device right here in front of me, this triangle, you can.
Family.
Sorry, with family. With family.
You want to communicate with family. Isn't that interesting? Because we've been getting a lot of just these
Mothers.
family messages here tonight.
That's very true.
Well, maybe we can help you communicate with your family. Maybe you have a message that you want us to take with us tonight to share. And we have some nice people that have volunteered to
We
hold
are here.
devices that will capture your voice.
Just got we are here.
We are here.
As are we.
And if you are here, if you want to approach that pulsing blue light,
Okay, now that's interesting.
In
And that's not
fact-
uncommon. That is not uncommon.
Did not move.
Yeah, I know.
what just went off?
We just got a double, we got like a beep, 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 a very quick EMF hit. Went
Okay.
up to 5 over here.
Really?
Yeah.
Okay. So this is how you will interact with this. You just have to put your hand to one side. You see it lit up green. And so green will be yes for purpose of this conversation. And then that side lights up red. And that could be no. So I guess my first question to you would be, are you willing to have a conversation with us? Because we're not going to be here for too much longer. We've got about 15 minutes or less left in this space. And we really want to learn a little bit more about you before we go.
Are you feeling cold?
As I mentioned, T and I haven't had the opportunity to come down here and talk to any of you that might spend time on this floor here. So it'd be just fantastic if we could make a connection. And like I said, we won't be here for long, so you don't have to feel pressure to carry a conversation. I know how that can be. Some days, most days, I'm not in the mood to have a conversation or pick up the phone and call someone at work. I'd just much rather just go about my business, keep it short and sweet. And fortunately for you, we're not here for much longer. So I'll just ask, is there someone here on this side of the basement that's open to communicating with us before we leave? If you're about done with us for the night, I mean, maybe at least you can let us know that by making that device light up.
We got devices on the internet.
And this goes back to the fishing analogy minus the beer that he mentioned earlier.
Do you feel like you need time to adjust to the activity here? Because it's not going to last forever.
Well, rest assured, after most investigations, I do mind the beer or drink. Because it can get pretty intense, like not scary intense, but when things happen and you are feeling at times like you are interacting with something beyond your ability to explain it, there's adrenaline. I mean, it can be pretty wild, and I've noticed there's like a come down period after a good investigation. Do you want our guests to ask you any questions before we leave? Are you sick of the two of us doing all the talking?
More than welcome to take energy from either of us, but we ask that you do not get violent.
So I believe this building burned down in the late 1800s, the original property, which I think had been the hotel at the time and maybe just a general store. But my understanding is some of these supports are from the, and some of the foundation is from the original building, and then they just built the new factory on top of bones of the old building, which I always find that interesting, wondering what can kind of be translated energy-wise through properties that are built on top of or as a part of an existing property. And if you guys want to shift down that way to experience the other side of the room before we go, just to kind of experience what that's like. Do you want to see if our guests want to kind of come on down in that direction?
We're in the last 10 minutes, though. You good with that?
Yeah, just so they can experience that side since we are in the last 10 minutes.
Okay.
Make them stop.
Make them. I think whoever's here may be almost done with us.
Yeah.
So we can head on down just this way, and you can keep that camera pointed that way if you want.
All
I just didn't know if people wanted to see if it felt different on this side of the building.
I have your temperature spike, by the way, Phil. Yeah, just keep an eye out for the cobwebs. I tricked you? Mm-hmm. Yeah, Phil?
Yeah,
You just got I tricked you back here.
I tricked you.
I tricked you.
Is there anyone back here still? I know we hear the furnace moving around pretty good.
So either you have any questions? You guys are doing all right?
It's good.
Again, you know, I say-
That's for you guys as well. So you said you have some house ghosts. I heard you say that. Or are you talking about the cats? Because our cats are our house ghosts.
Have any of you
Because
ever had
we were actually
He
thinking.
doesn't believe my old house.
any experience?
So how old is your house?
Not old.
If you don't mind me asking.
It was built in '86.
Well,
Oh,
that's-
which?
That's actually considered old then.
This is Civil War battleground. It doesn't matter which.
Oh, well, yeah.
You Fairfax
You
City.
get
So
different-
his house was built in the late '60s.
When you have land as old as the Old Dominion, as Virginia is, yeah, you could put a laser tag thing on top of it.
I will move it.
I grew up in Fairfax City, so
No, my ghost still shinies. They're fun.
too many other places.
No.
Yeah, we were actually going to be end up doing a little mini show on our YouTube channel that's saying ghost or cats, because you know
I need to be for that walking Then again, sometimes when the cats are just staring, you're like, what are you looking at, buddy? Sometimes. Maybe, but
I don't know. You can see maybe the ginger's on to something. I think he's a little retarded. So it might just be him walking around in circles and numbing himself.
let's try again.
Try again. Interesting.
Again, it all depends on
Just call BS me.
a place like this.
So once again. Okay. So. Oops. So what I would say about this area tonight, it's about the same.
Yeah, you said
This is about the same as it was when I was here this afternoon. Now the upstairs theater, that's a different story altogether. That place was popping. We could probably spent the entire time up there.
So for me, I think it was really impressive. So it was a 12-hour lockdown. So we were there from 6 p.m. to 6 a.m. The scene really was better. It's the tail end of a nor'easter blowing through. So there's rain, there's fog, there's ready to go.
So Phil,
The buildings are booming up out of the fog.
Phil?
Yes, Steve.
I'm going to give you the same gesture that you gave me upstairs.
What's that?
Tapping of the wrist. I think it might be time to pack up and head back upstairs, but you can continue that.
About 30, is that right?
Yeah, I'm saying you should finish that story upstairs.
I will finish this part 2 upstairs.
Part 2 upstairs.
Keeping me honest, G, I love it.
He hates it when I do that. Absolutely hates it. Don't let him tell you any different. He hates it. He hates it. He
I
hates
have no
it.
control over the impressions that G does. None whatsoever.
He's the
At least this
precious.
one was a really good.
I just want the paranormal precious.
get out.
I've gotten that often.
Does not appreciate your golem.
Well, that's because he's an
Don't worry, I do.
uncultured Philistine. You know, I should have played Gandalf McKellen.
You know I'm a sucker for your
I
game.
just want to point out.
No, that's me. That's my Christopher Lee.
That was Smeagol. That wasn't Gollum. Just want to
Go,
point
Phil.
out.
Oh my
I can go full nerd too.
Oh, then you'll appreciate this. You'll appreciate this story. You know, in Two Towers, there's the scene where Wormtongue sneaks up behind Saruman, right? So they're filming the scene. They do the first take, and Christopher Lee goes, "That's not how a man sounds like when he's stabbed." And everybody goes silent. And that's when they realized, oh, that's right, he was SAS. And he was. Chris Lee was SAS. And he said, "This is what it sounds like when someone is stabbed." And he went through the entire process. And when I heard this story, I was like, could you imagine being the German and then getting snuck up and the last thing you see getting killed was Christopher Lee?
Right?
It would be terrifying, but kind of badass at the same time.
I mean, if you're gonna go.
If you're gonna go, have Dracula take you out, you know? But yeah, he apparently he often went up to McKellen and said, "I should have played Gandalf. I am part of the Tolkien Society." You know, McKellen, it's not pronounced Sauron, it's pronounced Saruman. You know.
We are leaving your space now.
Again, you are welcome. You are welcome to stay here, but you cannot come home with any of us. I'm just waiting on Phil. Philibong, you coming?
Good night.
I'm coming.
Did it really? It just said good night.
Okay, that's the cue.
That's the cue. All right. Ah.
It's the basement ghost from Ghost.
And keep in mind, there is fishing wire here, so that's going to feel like you're being touched. It's not.
This time I will take the other. Oh, thank you very much. You're a scholar and a gentleman.
No, just techie in a different life.
My home.
Okay.
Just techie do in the dark.
That's right.
All right. Hit that
Take
button,
the elevator because that's where the stairs are.
and let's head
The
upstairs.
stairs just appeared on me.
I don't know why I'm pushing buttons and things are.
Well, no, they still work. They still work. Just hit the one that's by one, and you're good. Yeah. And I believe it might be this one.
I think it's gonna open on that side.
Yeah.
Please wait.
So
Okay.
you're a
That is like a-
that is hilarious.
This is
Man.
a sassy one.
It's been sassy. It's been sassing all night. I kind of dig it. All
Basement
right.
ghosts are mean. Upstairs ghosts are sassy.
Sassy phones.
All right.
Okay.
Let's take that on with it.
All right.
Listen, now you've earned hot dogs.
Late night hot dogs.
Oh, yeah.
There you go. Best kind of hot dogs.
Probably gross.
So long story short, T and I are in the basement of the former hospice institution. And we're doing this technique called the Estes method. Pretty wonderful. It's a surprise, someone's asking questions. And we got very intense very fast. I was getting some intense voices in there, and then there was a device that started going off. And so he's trying to get my attention because the device is going off, and I'm saying all these things. He's going, Phil, and he grabs me, and I yell, I'm like, what? And then I take the headphones off, and then as I'm taking the headphones off, through the spirit box, you hear someone yelling my voice. Go, Phil, and it was just crazy. So that might have been one of our most intense moments. Yeah, it was memorable. To say the very least. Well, you guys have been awesome tonight. We really enjoyed sharing this experience with all of you. Hopefully you had an interesting time. Maybe you came away with some experiences of your own.
Good job reading that thing
Ran
out.
over where the paintings were, and it's scary over here.
That's funny.
And hopefully maybe
Good job
you
reading
guys
the screen.
something to think about tonight as you're lying awake in bed waiting for Boston.
Before you send on your merry way with
Oh,
popcorn,
sleepy.
popcorn and hot dogs, did anybody have any questions about what happened tonight? Anything at all? Because here's what I can tell you after the preliminary that I did this afternoon. So before anybody had come in here in earnest, before rehearsal, or I'm sorry, before actual performance, not a rehearsal, I can tell you that the third floor was silent. I think the REM pod went off maybe once, and it was just a quick beep. There was a response. I was running the little brother of the Anubis, and the paratech was basically keeping it to simply yes/no answers. But it was going off politely, I would say. As far as the basement downstairs, it was equally active. It was just as active downstairs as it is now. That could be a lot of things. That could be wiring. That could be the wiring mixing with the EMF coming from, the furnace and everything working downstairs.
Or
That's not-
it could be ghosts.
And this is when I just want to take this up and then just
You
run
want
the
to
lobber.
Everybody's sleeping at my house.
I'm sleeping in this house tonight, so I
That'd
gotta
be
be nice
nice.
to them. Now, I will say though, the activity on the third floor tonight was off the charts. I have not seen REM pods do that, even when we have done full public events and when we did private events. I've never seen a REM pod.
And I
So-
want to make the distinction too, though. I mean, we've had over, again, the span of hours, some good hits. But that was like a night's worth of hits.
Within
in a
an
40
hour's
minute
time.
span.
Yeah.
And that was pretty remarkable.
It was.
And I think the basement was active, but I think by comparison, I mean, all things being relative, when you do this, that's where you kind of, each investigation is gonna be different. Each location in the investigation is gonna be different, and it's.
So here comes the investigation part, because this is the thing that sometimes you don't see in a lot of the shows, and this one was supposed to. Just because a device goes off doesn't mean it's automatically paranormal. Just because a REM pod goes off, or this device goes off, or we get a weird whisper, it doesn't necessarily mean it's paranormal. It's weird, sure, but
Wait a minute. So you tell me you get a weird whisper in your ear and you're standing alone and it's not paranormal?
I'm getting there. I'm getting
Say
there.
that to the camera.
Okay. No, it is
It's-
not
it's not
paranormal.
happy,
It is
okay.
not paranormal. Okay, let me try it this way. It isn't paranormal, Mr. Rossi, until, because the thing about it is, when you pick it up on one camera, that could easily be dismissed as, oh, it's a glitch in your car. And that would be, if I catch it on one device, I'd be like, you are justified for saying that. But if I catch it on one camera, and another camera, and my iPhone, and a digital recorder, you're gonna tell me that I got the same glitch on 4 different recording devices on the same spot at the same time. Okay, Sparky. Okay, Sparky, thanks for playing.
It's much harder even for ourselves to question.
Yes, yes.
I mean, I get excited anytime I hear, I mean, you get excited anytime you hear something, even if we don't have it duplicated on multiple devices.
But if you want to do this, don't forget the investigation part, which brings us back to tonight. So, think about that for a second. Before the actors arrived, before, got anybody got last minute notes, people came in here, got ready, and I'm doing my preliminary investigation. Third floor is quiet. First floor is pretty, is still pretty lively. The third floor was totally quiet. And then tonight, after the opening night, where there were a lot of people coming through the door, you had, which is awesome, you have similar activity on the bottom, but the third floor is going nuts. Why would that happen? As the investigator, you think about that. Okay, bottom floor, the basement, since you haven't done this, we have, and this is another important thing if you want to be investigators, try to get as much data as possible before you start investigating. We walked it, that's the entranceway. Everybody's got to go through the entranceway. And it's pretty standard. It's a pretty standard entrance. It's the warm-up. Once you get on the third floor, it's on.
Oh, yeah.
It's on. The jump scares, the creepiness, everything. And everybody's heart rate, it's fresh and up. So, it is a possible theory. And that's one thing I would always say. It is a possible theory. And the reason why we had more activity afterwards was because before anybody had walked through, there were no elevated heartbeats. There were no jump scares. There was nobody screaming at what was coming out of the corner. But now, once you get, because they're not going to throw you the good stuff in the entrance. They want to get you good, right? So they warm you up in the basement, and then you take a what feels like, as Phil can attest, a very long elevator ride up to the third floor, and then you work your way down. So that explains a lot to me, and I find it fascinating that the third floor was as active as it
Yeah,
was.
especially after you were here.
Yeah.
And as far as my parting thought is too, and this is how we make the yin and yang. We are a balanced team. It's always important to go in with a critical eye, but it is perfectly acceptable just to go in and be open to your personal experience. Because at the end of the day, investigating, doing this, connecting is a very intimate thing. It's going to be different for everyone. And it can be different for you on different occasions. But understanding what your goal is in doing it, and being apologetic about it, just go on it. Whatever you want to do, be it collecting data or just going and just being in a space and just being quiet and just feeling it's just kind of watching or somewhere in between.
So, if you don't have any questions for us, thank you all very much. We are Old Spirits Investigations. If you want our information for where to find us online, ask me. I have a dot card. You can hold it up to your phone, and it should take the data and put it in your phone, so you can find us. We are currently wrapping up season 3 of our YouTube show. Our last investigation for this season was the old hospital on College Hill in Williamson, West Virginia, which was absolutely bonkers. So what? We have not been invited, nor do we know if we have access to that. The reason why I bring that access is because in the States, there's a fine line. There's a very fine line between
Well, between trespassing
and paranormal investigation. And the difference is, do you have permission to be there? And if we could get access to this hospital, we jump at it. We have to get access, we have to get proper access to it first. The notion when people say, well, just look for no trespassing signs, and even if you see one, you can just claim I didn't see it. That doesn't hold up in a court of law. No, but where we have been in Virginia, that's been really impressive. The best kept secret, but since we put it on our show, we can't say it's a best kept secret anymore. But it was we nicknamed it Phil's Paranormal Fishing Hole. There is heading out towards Bristow Run, which is a great place to just walk out and investigate. But before you get there, you take if you're driving out towards Bristow, Virginia, take a left before you get to the airport. Yeah, before you get to the airport, take a left. You'll pass the McDonald's, you pass the Burger King, and then there's a Swirlies back there. Keep going. And then when you reach the dead end, you take another left. And you just follow that. And you'll see two things. You'll see an industrial park, and right next to it, the Cannon Branch Earthworm Fort. This is the best kept paranormal secret in this area.
And we're sharing it with you tonight.
Yes, because you can go there, you can just hang out until dusk, and we've had so many weird interactions on our apps, on our devices, on our recording devices. You know,
Yeah.
as you mentioned earlier, battlefields in this area are commonplace. But it's, to me, that's the houses that are built on battlefields don't bother me as much as a place in Mountain Weather. We were the last.
See, we gotta let these people go home.
I know,
We
we're
gotta
telling
let
good
these people
stories.
go home.
That's the last one, I swear to God, last one, I swear. In Mount Weather, there was a plane crash happened. It was near FEMA, and it was the flight was flight 514, TVA 514. We were the last team to investigate there, and that place was absolutely bonkers.
Yeah, that was probably my second most intense experience.
We can't go there now because luxury homes and hotels on the site. We're 92 people.
We're almost 100 people died instantly.
Exactly.
I mean, Indian, merry-go-round, plane crash, a little different.
Well, yeah, but trust me,
Americans have a lot more anger.
well, the other thing too is that you're also going to the Appalachian Trail. There's a Shenandoah Trail or the Appalachian
The
Trail
Appalachian Trail.
goes right by there as well. So you have old land before TWA had it.
Oh, gosh.
It's
Those are old mountains, so they're old mountains.
But if y'all don't have any questions for us, thank you all very much. We hope you enjoyed it. Hope you had a good time.
Hope you enjoyed yourselves tonight. We enjoyed your company.
And happy Halloween.
We're happy. That's right. Happy Halloween. Go watch some scary movies.
There you go. So. All right, everybody. I'm going to turn this around. And I will close with some questions for chat. Hey, Randy.
Is there anything I
Hope you enjoy that,
can do
Randy.
so we can
Hope you
get
enjoyed
this
that. What was that?
Is there anything I can do for you while you're doing that? Just so we can let the guy.
Just, you know, pass me my tripods.
That's fine, I'll leave
And
that.
I can just box them up.
Oh, wait, it still has.
Never mind, I got them right here.
I'm just saying, my son.
I have everything in my backpack.
How did
Good night, guys. Thank you
good
so
night,
much.
good night, thank you
You
again.
guys are fantastic.
Stick to the Appalachian Trail, that's what my personal trail.
Oh, yeah.
I grew up in those things.
He doesn't like outdoor investigations, I love
Why? That's where all good stuff happens.
Yeah, but you gotta do it either in the winter,
it.
because during the summer,
Because he's the data guy, not the personal experience guy.
exactly, I am the data guy. Phil, we were asked, how did we feel about tonight?
I felt great. Great group of people. Always love sharing these experiences with open-minded folks.
I find the activity on the third, I can't let go of that activity on the third floor. That was nuts.
I missed it.
A lot of REM pod activity, a lot of stuff going on.
Do you guys want any popcorn or hot dogs?
We have a bunch.
I'm actually good. Who has the more severe hair care regimen, you or Phil? Oh, that's Walker. Who has the more hair care regimen? Phil's gonna actually pass me on that because Phil's growing out his hair. I'm in need of a haircut. I'm in desperate need of a haircut. I go with high and tight, so I would say Phil.
Yeah, I think that sounds about right.
Phil's always been about the hair.
Here, baby, there, mama, everywhere, daddy, daddy.
Yeah, we go.
All right.
Any other questions from chat? Feel free. Now's the time before we wrap up. Whew. The good news is because I went so light on equipment, Phil, I don't have a lot to clean up. I just throw these in the bag.
Exactly. That's brilliant. That will get me home.
Yeah.
Will you home before 3 a.m.
Like you're all
We're doing this tomorrow.
Yeah, I know, but we can sleep in.
Some of us can sleep.
No.
I got studying to do tomorrow, and I'm meeting with Bren at 10 a.m. to do her college essays.
Oh, you didn't tell me that. All right, we're wrapping this up. Thanks, everybody. And again, we'll be here
And
tomorrow.
I still have to have my drink.
That's true. So we have to have a victory lap when we get back to Rossi. So good night, everybody.
Wait.
Oh, do you want to do the thing? Are we doing the thing? We're doing the
We're
thing.
doing the thing. Hey, Walker, I love you, buddy.
So on behalf of everybody here on Old Spirits, 8 o'clock Sunday. 8 o'clock Sunday. That is the season finale, the conclusion of our investigation of the old hospital on College Hill. So I hope you can join us. On behalf of everybody here, though, thank you, everyone. Take care. Stay safe.
It's up there.
Up there.
And we'll see you in the field.
Good night, everybody.